Just saying. That was his nickname. I thought it was funny.
Like one of the oldest ones.
I know, right? But he thought that was appropriate.
OGs.
We've come a long way. Is my point. You know.
Hey,
Have we though?
I remember
maybe
one of the funniest controversies to read about was there's a Counter-Strike player named Dick Stacy. And he was trying really hard to put like a phallus in his signature. And the community was like partly outraged and also like, this is infringing on his freedom of speech.
It was a bit of a 12-year-old joke though, wasn't it? I mean, I admired him for trying to get it. I thought it was quite funny, amusing.
Newsflash.
But I just can't believe
no one
it
on the internet knows what freedom of speech means.
Oh, quite.
Well, it was like a 4-day thing.
It was. It did last a few days, yes. But V2 made it in, so it was all good. Yeah, it was funny though, because when you saw the first sweep though, I was like, what's the... Oh, it's like one of those, it dawned on you after a couple of seconds.
What amused me most about that particular incident was that it ended like basically at least 50% of all stories in Counter-Strike ended with everybody somehow pissed off at Richard Lewis. What? Really?
Shout out to Richard, because I know he's doing the no majors thing over the next few days, did before as well with the gang. And also shout out to our Counter-Strike colleagues as well, because they're across the room. We're actually across the room. They've got a slightly bigger set, but we're not jealous.
This is like their TI.
It's like their TI, yeah. We'll kind of give them the bigger set.
I was jealous for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but we got a great big LED wall, so I don't mind too much. Draft underway for game number 2. Where does Secret go now, Kyle, for this one?
Chen?
Yeah, I think that Lifestealer as well is got to be concerning. The Coddle, even post-nerf, you could see just the effectiveness in team fights. Blinding Light and Will-O-Wisp, like, if you're a good Coddle, you're going to get at least 2 ticks off. Not to mention just the mischance that also now does damage. It's just really annoying to deal with.
And I think it was hugely significant that he was their 5 position, and so he only ever needed to get one of them off, and he didn't need it to be a sickle. He just needed it to do something.
So no Chen ban, and we've got a Rubik ban.
Huh.
I think you might still ban Chen.
Chen
is way too broken.
So do they first pick Lifestealer?
I think if you're Secret, you take Lifestealer +1.
Oh, for sure. If they don't
OG, I don't think you pick it. And I love that because, so it goes back to, this is a hero a lot of teams have been experimenting with as a jungler, okay?
Yeah.
And secondary, it is the counter to Lifestealer.
Right.
Because both Midnight Pulse and your ult do pure damage that pierces BKB.
Right.
And they ban the Rubik.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's really nice here, and it fits into the synergy. Like, how OG like to draft is around these, like, minion heroes. And I think this will be support Enigma, but of course it could be core. But it's very nice because you now shut down the Lifestealer.
But I want to go back to something that you played. You're convinced that this is viable as a jungler.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
And are you on the train that says pick something the same on the other side, so pick a void?
No, you don't.
Do something similar. Are you not on that train?
This works. When you play against Enigma, you need to have some method of canceling BKB Black Hole.
Yes.
And it's really nice if that can also not be counterable by Lincolns. Because you don't want to get to a point in the game where an Enigma can Black Hole your team, like whoever he wants, with no threat. That's really, that is a win condition no matter what the rest of the draft does. If you get 2 or 3 heroes in a fight, you've won that fight. And especially with a Refresher Shard being that 3rd Roach. Like, it's just super value. And Warlock, just save your rock, drop it, the ults, no problem.
Enigma has to have something to play around at all stages of the game. That's
wild.
That's got to be well. That's the same discussion though that we were having about the Kunkka in the previous draft. That's got to, if they're picking it there, they got to be picking it there for flex fight.
Yes, and it's also just really good synergy with Fatal Bonds as well.
That's actually so sick.
You purge the healing. Well, I don't know if I'm buying the Ench and the.
Oh no, I think the I think the Ench is the reason that I buy into Ench now is I think she's actually a sick lockdown lane. And that's caused me to value her. Like, once I saw a couple of not so good teams run her and completely shut down laning phase aggression, I was like,
it's like what Chen used to do.
Exactly.
Like the older Chen from a couple patches ago. You just planted in the safe lane and going to at least equalize it.
And once that pressure goes away, you immediately transition into roam.
Can we just go back to the Lesh for a moment?
Yeah.
Because
Fatal Bonds synergy.
Okay, so it's not something we see an awful lot. Not something we see Secret. It's been 5 months they played it, but they've played it across the entire team, by the way.
Yeah.
Like Zai's played this in the offlane, Nisha has played it as well, and Yaps are probably the most popular of the lot. He's played 40,
this is the thing I really like about Secret. They have a number of these super flex picks. Like Weaver's another one where they played it 4 out of the 5 position. And I think that this it's a wrinkle that they can bring into these drafts. You don't have to play those heroes that often.
Yeah, I'm just looking at their previous matches. All of them are 5 months ago, and there's at least a game on Yapzor, Nisha, Zai, Mid-1, Puff on that ledge. So where does it go here?
I think it's just open completely.
Yeah. Super flex.
I don't think you pick it there unless it is a super flex.
Yeah.
Unless at this point you really don't know.
But we're very sure about the Ench being a no-tail 5.
I'm pretty sure that the offlane Enchantress I have not seen work.
I think it could still be a Jarek's 4 Enigma as well. Just saying.
I agree with that.
Yep.
I agree with that.
It's really,
and they have done that more often than they've given it to Mad. Mad is not that much of an Enigma player.
he can, but it's not as strong.
It's
I would
not his
prefer
thing.
Jarek's Enigma. I think Enigma is a 3/4 flex. Ench is a 5.
So do they? My point is though, if they pick it on Jerax, do they switch out and Mad becomes a 4 rather than a 3?
That possible.
Priority-wise,
Mad could be.
That goes back to the whole. There are no more like roles don't matter as much, or like the positions like 1 through 5 don't really count. It's just about building the right draft. And Seb is often the primary shot caller. You don't want to put him on heroes like Prophet or Enigma that are high micro intensive.
Playmaking.
Give him a stun and a blink.
Yeah. And again, you made that point in the last draft, and I think it's completely accurate. If you look at the farm distribution in that last game for OG, Lifestealer was up there around 40-45 minutes. Lifestealer's up there at 27K. Everybody else on the team is between 20K and like 9. I mean, the farm distribution is so much more flat.
No, it wasn't the fact that they were literally each part of the priority of lanes were side by side, almost identical, except for the 5s. The 5s had a massive gap between them. It was like 7 or 8K between them. It was almost like the Secret had a 6 rather than a 5.
And I think if you, with Lesh in this position, you'd prefer that it's a core. And OG have done you a favor, and they've banned out Lifestealer and Ember, which are 2 heroes that play incredibly well against both of Secret's picks at the moment. But it's just because they're in that position where they're second pick this time, and they have the turn. This pick as second pick is huge because the immediate ban into selection that's where you get your advantage in a draft. This and the last pick is about. That's your ad, and that's why I like this change so much, because previously, first pick just seemed really OP.
It did, didn't it?
You had first pick in 2 different phases. It's not balanced.
I can ban for Secrets. They'll pick a mate.
Okay.
So that makes
20
the
armor, baby.
Core.
And they like this hero in the 4 position. Well,
yeah, they do.
I still think for most teams it's going to be better as a 5.
It's a 5 for almost every team here.
You could core lock.
Oh, I think that's
like. That was my sauce back in the day.
I remember
that mid warlock. Good times.
Fog did a bit of that too. Yeah, he was.
You guys kind of abused it.
Yes,
I remember it back in the day.
Yeah. I think that's my highest win rate. We were like 10-1, but it's also it got worse because
the axe as well. When you did the axe early on.
No,
you guys brought the axe out quite early, and you had like a theory crafting.
That was much later. That was when they were running axe and were wyvern.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with Adam yesterday, and I still. Really funny. Yeah, okay. we saved that pocket strat for like 3 months. And we're just like, well, if we win this game, we're in the tournament. If not, we're just here in Russia for a week with nothing to do. So I figured that was a good time.
showing like a cheese push strat potential here.
I mean, that's just a sick Pugna pick. And
it is.
Like, it's a hard counter to Lesh and CM. Although Lesh BKB is still huge, and that is perfect. Well, it's a great synergy with the Warlock. You counter, like, you just jump on top of the OG heroes. It's just, so good here.
Team Secret's like, okay, well, that Ana guy was pretty good, but we're pretty comfortable with our carry too.
OG go Jug or AM here? Pretty sure.
AM
I like Jug more personally.
I like Jug a lot.
Because you just abuse the tempo.
Not an IM team usually.
You think they're gonna? You think this Pugna is a 3, or you think this Pugna is a mid?
I think this is a Thompson Pug.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean that certainly solves the issue from the last game, right?
I think OG actually had issues at the start of the season trying to put Thompson on too many different things.
I agree.
He is super good at what he knows.
Yep.
Yes.
The Monkey Kings, the Invokers, the Pugnas. I don't want to see him on like a Brewmaster ever again.
Well, and the other thing is that what so many people were not. He was winning his lanes at TI, but he was winning his lanes at TI in large part because he was getting such consistent damage on that enemy tier 1 tower. Those tier 1 towers were down by 10-12 minutes in those games at the very latest, and that was my one concern for him in that previous game, that even though he put a lot of pressure on mid 1, they took a while to convert that tier 1 tower, and I like the fact that we're at least showing the Pugna here that, you know, if Secret cannot address that lane early on, the AM pick was solid, but I think it's...
That's good. It's a hard counter to Spectre in a lot of ways, because you come online faster. Spectre never really threatens or pressures you. The same with Warlock.
Yeah, but if you can't end the game...
But it's not that big of a... You just can play this game so easily. What does OG need? Something to sort of get in the fight and cause chaos, much like Lifestealer did in the previous game. AM does it differently, but the backline of Secret is just so squishy that a blinking AM, you actually can't threaten him with any of the Secret heroes thus far.
At some point in these drafts, it comes down to we can kill your heroes, but you can't kill ours.
This is where the last pick, Alchemist from Secret, comes in. And then we get ourselves a vintage ESL.
You want a mid Alchemist?
Yeah. Crushes AM. I mean, the reflection is pretty annoying, but you go blink.
He's going to be against Pugna, though, mid. If you
yeah, that's fine. You just buy regen. Alk is just totally fine versus Pugna.
Spam salves?
Yeah.
OG still have a little bit of flex here, don't they? For this last pick, they could still pick something for Mad as a 3 if that Enigma is actually jet, or they could pick a.
I think you just grab a stun. I could see them going something weird like Nyx, but I think you want some more spread damage. You'd prefer like a point and click stun, because right now
something reliable.
Yeah,
both sides are short on that. I mean, Secret is okay, but OG needs some shorter cooldown disable. They really do.
You could. I could also. Oh, I know it. Treant offlane. Okay.
Seb would do it.
That is. Treant offlane would actually be nuts here, because that gives them the area of effect control that they need. You sort of have a point and click, like it just works, and it allows you to hit a timing. They need somebody to buy auras.
Yeah, they need somebody to buy auras. Why not just go Centaur?
So they're gonna take out the bounty ban.
If this is offlane tree, I'm walking off. I'm dropping the bike.
That's the other one. Aura builder, super safe. That's a nice OG draft.
Yeah. And if it's perfect, because you look at the first 3 picks of Secret.
Wait, AoE silence owned.
Yeah, you just if you can get on top of them, you're gonna win these engagements.
If Night Stalker can run into the fight with that silence active,
yeah, it's the perfect hero to captain and shot call on as an offlaner. Like,
I believe that.
When you're a Night Stalker player, your cooldown is the one your team is playing around. Your vision, your movement, like you are literally quarterbacking the game.
Is that mid Pango or is it Zai Pango?
I genuinely thought we would only see this from one team at this event.
Oh, no.
And that would be Ice, of course.
No. A lot of teams have now started running mid Pango. Is this mid Pango or Zai Pango?
Absolutely no idea.
I think this is.
I think it's the Zai Pango and mid one last.
I mean, it has been mostly. Interesting draft from both teams.
Yep, I like it.
Which ones do you like better, though?
I love what OG did. Yeah, I think that they have not just like the matchup advantage on individual heroes, but the way the team fights are going to go down. It's like they're going to win the mid game. They're always going to have vision advantages. Secret to win this has to play like near flawlessly, and Spectre's got to go off. Like Secret is very much they're going to try and drop the meteor. Okay, you've got this window with Warlock, Golem, Spectre ult. You need to find kills immediately. Otherwise, OG just pick you apart. They outfarm you around the map and just. Die.
It once again comes down to we can kill your heroes, but you can't kill ours. And I think OG showed in game 1 that they're playing at that level. They can compete. I like them a lot.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Jen. Time to head over to our commentary team. Once more, we join Capitalist and Toby 1 for game number 2.
Thanks, Red. Yeah,
how you doing?
It's we're doing great.
I thought that first game was very good, very fun.
Yeah.
Much to Kyle's annoyance, actually. I don't think he thought it was going to be that good.
Kyle's always annoyed. But it was at least nice to see that like OG actually stepped up, because it would have been really disappointing if we had a game where it's like, you know what, we're the winners of TI.
Yeah.
Win versus winners of Major. Like,
you don't want to like have the TI4 like. Post-TI4 newbie conversation. The TI winners are just going to bomb out every single time. There's no hype to it. But here, like OG, like they, a little bit of rough patch after TI, but good start to ESL 1 Katowice, and hopefully a good finish for the series against Secret going into this game 2.
The draft looks fun for it.
I'm pretty optimistic, honestly, for them for this game 2. I think it's actually a pretty sick Night Stalker game. You know, I said Nyx Assassin. I was like, I don't think you could run core Nyx Assassin, but it'd be a sick game for it, right?
Yeah, the core Night Stalker, however,
it's the same kind of hero, right? It really inhibits these intelligence cores. It is a tempo-based offlaner. You want this hero, like Kyle was saying, this is a great hero to be able to captain from. Basically, your team follows your timings. And if you look at this Night Stalker, first of all, he's not going to have a bad laning phase, I don't think, for his daytime. He should be absolutely great in that regard. On top of that, he's got some supports that cannot stand against him. Crystal Maiden and Warlock just fall over super quickly. And he's got some cores that he's matched up, both Pango as well as Lashrak, who are naturally a little bit squishy. Night Stalker loves that. He's still very much an assassin-based hero. Even if he scales better into late game than he used to because of the attack damage from his ultimate, he still wants to be able to get on top of somebody and kill them in 2 seconds.
OG's going to have a little bit of troubles with some of the bounty runes as Team Secret contested them pretty hard. In fact, they claim all 4 bounty runes. This is actually because we're looking at a support Enigma. He was denying up, well actually I thought he was going to deny up one of the creeps from the bottom lane, but he's taking his sweet time to do so. And to solve the question of the panel before, it is in fact, as you see on your screen, a Xayah Lashrak, and it's a mid 1 Pangolier. This is why you probably maybe saw mid 1 with a very large smirk on his face just before they went into the game. Yeah,
this is similar to the matchup that he had before against Liquid, where he was matched up against a Shadow Fiend. When you play this mid Pangolier, you do like heroes that are, again, naturally squishy. Pango and, Pugna as well as SF both share that common trait, and they're also very susceptible to the lucky shot. Both, even if it's just a disarm, the slow and just being able to get on top of them and deal damage, Pango's great at that. And I think on top of that, Leshrac was already a bit answered from the draft by OG. Yeah. Like Leshrac, think of what he had to go into. He's going to be going into Pugna, Night Stalker, and Animage, 3 cores that counter him pretty heavily.
Well, such an early pick as well from Secret.
Yeah.
Like you kind of knew this hero was going to get pretty heavily counted anyway.
The panel was talking about like, oh, the flex value of him being a support. I think he's a garbage 4, but a 3 he might be good.
These fights up on top and bottom, both teams.
Yeah, everyone's getting super low. Pango's super low. You see this top fight that, like, I'm expecting someone to die eventually, but...
You think it's Yabsol, like, it's a Crystal Maiden, it's like, oh, my movement speed sucks. So what have I got? I've got boots! Yeah! Like, this is Yabsol's mindset, but the boots allowed him to actually juke it around in the fog of war in the tree lines. Without them, he probably would have died as well, but it's the nuke damage from Thompson. Maybe this is where I feel a little bit happier about OG's draft, where they actually have Thompson playing this mid-nuker, his Pugna or his Zeus's. Maybe I feel less happy about this because Thompson, no, he's got Decrepify and Blast. He's only going to use Decrepify, however. Curry is bringing out double mangoes as well as the salve, so he'll be back up to full.
Got a little lucky on the lucky shot, but...
That's why it's lucky, right?
Yeah, but
it is its name.
It's pretty interesting. They put the Warlock here in this top lane. Warlock really is not a tri-lane hero, but simultaneously, what is he going to be doing in that safe lane against a daytime Night Stalker? Let me tell you, Toby, that hero has no claws whatsoever when it comes to laning phase. For the first 5 minutes, he does nothing. So Nisha's going to be fine farming against him. He's only going to soak experience away from Nisha. So I guess they feel like it's best to give Nisha this solo experience. He'll get a faster level 6 as a result. Maybe he rotates down when nighttime happens. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to play this Spectre because obviously the moment nighttime comes out, we actually have a Night Stalker with level 3 Void. He becomes a real threat. So they're going to have to do something about it. But
then they commit so heavily to try and influence the other lanes. Like this top lane, the Tornado of No Tail has already caused so many problems from Secret. They want to go as an initiation on the anti-mage and they can't get it. It's an aggressive tri-lane versus a dual safe lane. Remember, we haven't even seen, and I cannot actually believe this is happening. It's Enigma in the jungle. Like,
yes,
this just doesn't happen anymore.
It's been happening lately. It's been happening in a lot of pubs lately. I think it happened in some pro game. Maybe it was at WePlay at some point in time.
It just doesn't feel.
It's being picked up.
It doesn't feel legit enough just because of the nerf that came to the neutrals.
I mean, slowly but surely, with the combination of the focus on the range creep and how much gold you get out of that, which, you know, the deny mechanic of Enigma is super good against that. You could see what he's doing here,
Jirax
right?
actually just TP to the tier 2 tower on top lane to get that deny on the range creep.
Exactly. You don't need to use the Enigma to, like, the actual Eidolon focus to kill a neutral creep. You take a range creep away from one of the lanes and then bring those Eidolons into the jungle itself. So you still have an impact on the laning phase, a pretty good one, taking away the range creep, which is such a big impact of a lane creep net worth. And then you're still able to get some pretty decent levels because they have changed the neutral value a little bit, where it's a little bit better for you than it was previous.
Yeah, I've been watching it too as well, JJ. Just waiting for Jirax to mess up a little bit of micro. He was one hit from that hellbear, like that close to death. He is pushing the limit of this hero. It's a good thing Bloodseeker is not in the game, or else everyone else would be losing their lanes right now.
Another big thing is that Night Stalker, he just doesn't have a whole lot to do during daytime, and he doesn't farm very efficiently during daytime either. The Midas patch, very helpful to him. With this rage of everyone going Midases, it's the perfect item for a Night Stalker because, you know, obviously you can't go any other accelerating item. You can't go a Mjolnir or Battle Fury or anything like that.
Notel's in trouble. Zai, just too easy with the damage to come in from that level 2 Edict, but that's why he's trying to turn around with the help of the anti-mage to try and find their own kill. Zai will still finish up Notel's. ILTW went the other direction. Jirax moves over. It's a level 1 Malphite stun, so it's not enough work, but then again, when you micro up the Wild Wing, he just can't move. Zai on the retreat. One more blink forward. Should be able to finish the job, and that's exactly what will happen.
The awkwardness of this Trine lane, the combination of Enigma taking away range creeps, the Enchantress bringing a neutral creep into it, and them also just not being able to do enough damage to this Animage. He's top CS despite aggro Trine lane. You know, this Warlock, they just didn't really have a place for their supports in this. They finally do bring Puppey down to this bottom lane, again, as nighttime comes up. The Warlock Spectre is a classic duo because all you need to do is just keep giving the Spectre health and
look at the heavy
sitter in lane.
Look at the heavy rotation. It's like, okay, so Seb feels good, Notel feels good because we hit the first nighttime phase, and Jirax comes in to help him add pressure towards the tower. There's no D push from Team Secret. Puppey's already on the run, but Seb, he'll run with him. Those wings are pretty aerodynamic when it comes to the nighttime. Void's off cooldown in a second, but he won't use it. As he needs to turn it back around because Pango, mid one, here we go again. Team Secret rotate their mid laner off, and now he's going to do some serious lifting. Notel completely isolated. Yabsaw, he'll end up surviving his mid one, also gets the conversion kills too. So both of the supports that are meant to help enable Seb's lane have actually kind of swung at the opposite direction.
And Pango plays exactly the way that mid one has been playing for Team Secret, right? And this very much, he's a space creating core. He moves around super early. You've got a low cooldown, very impactful ult for team fights. It just kind of fits to everything that he's been doing lately on these Ember Spirits. Pango mid, on top of that, another thing about it is that Pango mid, with the damage items that you get with a Javelin into Maelstrom, your timing is just a little off as an offlaner. Unless you just get like a really dominant offlane, you're just not going to get those farming items fast enough. It's going to slow down your team fight items. But as a mid, you get the Javelin super fast. You get the levels required for you to still be impactful for team fights, and this will allow you to be able to get, you know, Guardian Greaves, which is typically the item you go for with the mid Pango after Maelstrom.
So great things for Pango, great things for Team Secret, but there is still up this fight. We'll go to the ticking time bomb, but it's bottom lane. Spectre trying to run away, Thompson just sucking the life out. That's why he has a Spectral Horn himself away, jumps up and down and then up towards the top lane. So it's in the hands of Anti-Mage, who can actually find this kill onto Nisha. It started on bottom, but with the Mana Void available, it's here, up on top lane for Nisha.
So he just used his ultimate to deliver a kill straight to Anti-Mage's door. He's like sick.
Hey, this is, you know that Riddick. It's Riddick, right? The second movie, if you're not going to count Pitch Black. Thompson's trying him out, but it's like, do I kill myself to the Grandmaster, or do I kill myself to this douchebag over here? You know what? I'll take the Master. I'll let him have control of my entire army and world.
I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea where that analogy was going at first, Toby, and I know the Riddick movies, but I see where you're going with that. I see where you're going with that.
Who do I want to give my army to?
Well, I'm not sure if you wanted to give it to the Anti-Mage.
You really did it. Like obviously a bad mistake was made. Riddick was not ready to govern. But it's the Anti-Mage who was the ticking time bomb I wanted to say before the fight was going to begin. Like, this Anti-Mage is drastically moving towards his Battle Fury, and can the Pango do anything about him? All this farm that's good for Team Secret doesn't deal with the Anti-Mage in this case.
He will eventually. Oh no, he didn't get the silence for the lucky shot, so Thompson lays a ton of damage into Nisha, but fortunately was able to get out of range just in time. One of the big things is Pango is very effective against Animage because you have an innate silence. And then on top of that, you've got Chainstones with the Rolling Thunder. So Animage is going to have a difficult time with mid one eventually. So they will have that answer for sort of like that mid-game area where he's got Battle Fury and he's building into his Manta. The Pango will be able to hunt on Animage around the map. So they will be able to kind of deal with that. It's still, the timing is going to be scary. Just as, you know, Kyle was saying, the Animage was a great pickup because not only answered the Leshrac, it also answers the Spectre. You know, we were talking about it backstage. It's like, the Spectre gets his Radiance, yeah, but Animage is like, I've already got Battle Fury, I've got my Manta, and I'm soon going to have 5 items before you have 3.
Wow, Mid1's really committing to try and kill off Pugner, and he's able to do so. Support from the Crystal Maiden. Well, Seb's trying to get a bit more of a ramp up himself, but he's frostbitten up. He can't take this fight too well. With the help of Notel, maybe he'll feel a little bit more confident. Notel's hunting the support kill. But that's that power spike for Mid1 where he feels real confident, just halfway up the lane and commits his Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, just like when he played against the Shadow Fiend, right? Like Shadow Fiend was so dependent on magic damage nukes, and then you have this Pango gets on top of you, has a chance to silence you, and if he doesn't, well, he goes into Rolling Thunder anyway, and you can't do any magic damage to him. So you're going to have even worse problems for Pugna. Unfortunately, that is going to be a great escape for Zai, who's building into a Rod of Atos. So he's going to set himself up.
And they'll split the bounty runes 50-50. So no one really gets any kind of advantage. It was the 10-minute bounty rune fight that in game 1, everyone wanted to take. In game 2, everyone just appeared to be happy to accept the status quo.
Animage, top of the net worth board, but a lot of OG are right behind him.
Yeah, but he's number 1 net worth, and the Battle Fury is very close to completion. We're 400 gold away from Battle Fury. They've given him the bottom lane, and they're even giving him an Alpha Wolf to get a little bit extra.
Thompson again.
Yeah, he's dead.
Nice hit from Mid1.
Okay, well, he should be dead. The trainer, okay, now he is dead. Mid1 didn't want to commit the swashbuckle at the end just to ensure it, straight up.
Come on, sprites.
Yeah, there's Pulse Nova and Edict doing the work. Untouchable doesn't help you against that, but that's the reason why you've got Nisha's attendance. He'll get a little bit more distance up. Seb's in the neighborhood. Nisha, he needs to kind of slow down Nisha so he can't keep the chain going. Zai will miss the stun, but Notel will finally go down.
That'll help Nisha. Looks like he's going to be double Wraithman straight into Yasha, so they're going to make sure that they don't have this like kind of awkward window where Nisha is very weak. Builds into an early stat build. I'm not sure if he's actually going to go Diffusal Blade for this game or Radiance. I feel like Diffusal Blade is better for you in the matchup against Anime.
Does Radiance even really like help against what OG has? Well, OG are on the hunt. They'll smoke up. Seb's going to be the first bit of bait. Starts over on Zai. They need a stun available. Jirax, he's this time going to get in range on Zai. Get the Malpasan off, allowing Seb to get the kill. They wanted more, but Nisha quickly jumps away while Mid1 and Yamsaw combo together to kill off ILTW.
He's tearing it up this game.
That's actually
a big difference, right, between these two mid laners in both game 1 and game 2. Top 10 had kind of a rough time with his Monkey King transitioning out, having a rough time again here directly against Mid1, just getting full-on countered. But OG did bounce back very nicely with some of their team fight, and they've got a great script here. Right, yep. Toby, you could see kind of the 1-2-3 build-up that they've got going for them. They've got this Enigma and the Pugna. They're going to be able to take a lot of towers early. That tower gold is naturally just going to speed up the Animage's timing. He's going to have a faster Battle Fury. That means he's going to have a faster Manta. And we're going to have that, like, you know, 5-slotted Animage who is just can't be dealt with.
But he's taking his time. He's only just managed to work back up to where we last left him off, building into the Battle Fury, because he died inside the jungle, and OG didn't take the tier 1 tower. It's delayed that Battle Fury timing. Now Mid1's trying to get his own run out. Does Jirax commit? He doesn't have the mana for the black hole, so he can't commit on that front. Moves just far enough away from the edge. There's only Notel who will get stunned up as Mid1 wants to keep the run going, and a quick swashbuckle down and away from the blast of Thompson.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, but ILTW is not going to be happy with just the last 1 to 2 minutes where it's been dead time, so no farm time. And Pango, for a short period of time, actually was number 1 in net worth.
Yeah, we were watching that chase at top lane, but the much more important kill was that Animage. And, you know, I totally missed it too. I'm curious to see how he got picked off.
Hugged up under the tower. Puts another one down. Mid1 doesn't really want to be involved in this. Swashbuckle away. They'll cop the damage from it, and with an enchant, they try and slow him down once again, but a quick shield crash up the hill. Plus, this is mid one. Very difficult to lock down, especially when you give him such a versatile hero like Pango.
Yeah, and look at that. He's actually thinking about going for another Javelin, so really committing to a heavy damage build for this Pango. And I can't say that I hate it just because the big burst damage is so good against both that Pugna as well as the Anti-Mage.
Oh, you can connect him up with the Fatal Bonds. It's like, all right, boys, you want to get into this damage pool? Let's get into the damage pool. Zai's going to jump underneath the tower. Netherboard is down, so Zai turns on the Pulse Nova. Happy just to fight it out. Thompson needs to drain faster than that, but he cannot do it. Zai, well, Malifaux stunned up, but mid one's free just to dive underneath the tier 2 tower. Quickly voided, but Seb low on life. They still do not want to bring the Anti-Mage into this fight. This will be the worst thing for OG if that happens. Their tier 1 tower is still up and fighting. Zai is low on life. I don't have any real vision of him making that move, however. That'll also just be a straight tier 1 tower in the mid lane to fall.
Yeah, it's looking like this combination now of... I mean, to be honest, Zai isn't much of an impact. It's mostly just mid one. It just seems too tough for OG to fight into. So they're going to definitely have to wait until this next nighttime, which is coming up. Seb's going to be able to secure this one top bounty, and then his team will secure the 2 at bottom.
So yeah, if Jirax hangs around, but now he's using the Wild Wing to scout out if anyone moves over, because he did get that Dominator as his first item. The top 5, well, it's mid 1, Zion, mid 1. Looking to get all the bounty runes up. Seb moves forward, but hello, Rod of Atos. Not a Rod. Yep, holding in Seb. Jirax nearby is going to get him out, but not with that Pulse Nova. Damn it, Dota just cannot sustain through this. Even with the Netherworld, Seb can't get the kill over on Zai. Mid-one just rolled through, but it's Nietzsche who gets the double kill. A triple kill for the Spec. He did none of the work and took all the bounty.
That is absolutely what you want to see if you're Secret. You don't complain about that whatsoever. You don't complain that the Spectre took your kill, because now we're going to have a Spectre coming online fast. He's going to go back for the Radiance, it looks like.
Yeah.
I just can't believe, you know, the Night Stalker, you think, oh yeah, that sounds going to be really good against that Leshrac. Well, when he's already casted all his spells and he already has Pulse Nova activated, doesn't actually look that good. He just tried to run down the Leshrac and just got himself killed against all that magic damage. Even with the Hood of Defiance he had. He's going to go back for the Midas. OG just not feeling like they really reached the timing that they wanted to with this push strategy. They didn't get ahead like they planned, and
but you still don't have Anti-Mage involved in these fights, so no matter how you look at it, this is the advantage of having Spec early on, right? She just Spectral Horns in, is always on the front lines. Anti-Mage cannot do the same thing, and here we go once again. Spectral Horn is down, looking for the kill over on Yamsor, but here comes your jump through the back lines. Mid one, disarming, rooting up. They're just trying to control our Pugna so we cannot stay alive. Now the rock, it drops from Puppey and OG. They have to scramble themselves away from this one. Fatal Bonds connected everyone together. Seb is just running Anti-Mage. Okay, this is not what you wanted to be. He's looking up the fight. Maybe he's wondering if he can get a good mana void onto the track, but there's nothing to have here. Just apart from a great spectator view to watch your teammates die, but is that what you really paid for?
yeah, and that's the thing, Toby. You were saying, hey, the Anti-Mage isn't part of these fights yet. I would agree with that if he had like a solid net worth advantage over this Spectre, but he's only 300 gold ahead of him. And again, the Spectre will outscale this Anti-Mage. You planned on OG being able to play 4 versus 5, but they lost the laning phase in mid so hard, and mid one continued that momentum so much that he just decimated OG in that transition phase outside of laning phase into the sort of mid-game team fight you can see.
No, they find an opening, and they found a big one. The follow-up stun's actually coming in from Jirax's dominated creep.
There we go. That's a big kill. That's a mega kill streak as well. So ILTW, 500 extra gold for that.
Yeah, and a long time dead for the Spec, and that means so much more when Anti-Mage already has the Battle Fury. This is going to be a huge disparity in the farm that can now arrive, and they're going for more up on top, but this time it's Team Secret claiming the kill over on Thompson.
You know, his team just executed a great gank in bottom lane. Very surprised he was aggressively showing himself so soon after that, right? Like, Secret got the read, okay, there are 3 people, we lost Spectre. They see Thompson is top.
I know he's Black Hole's going to come out onto the track, but Jirax is dying right now to the Fatal Bonds too. ILTV will move over, so now he can finally burn up the last bit of mana from Zai and look for the last hit. Blinks forward, he'll need 2 to do it, and it's actually the creep wave who will claim it. Yapso also died as well, right next to the Radiant Shrine. So Seb gets 1, split for the other.
OG's bringing this back. Still 7,000 gold lead for Secret, but it hasn't gotten worse.
Hey, I remember game 1. It was just like that. And this is the OG special. Hey, we're really behind everybody, but let's win around the 60-minute mark and we make fans. It's the Director 8 kind of way.
They're going to reach an awkward point, this 20 to 25-minute daytime, but they are closing in on Pipe. I'm not sure what Jarek's builds for the 4-position Enigma against Warlock.
Well, he's going for mech at the moment, so he's looking to be almost like the old 3-position Enigma off.
I think
he's going to provide sustain.
You focus on those team fight items, just because like the last 4-position Enigma I saw, it built BKB normal, but when playing against the Warlock, you've got this just sort of 1-to-1 counter. It's probably better for you just to focus on the team fight aspect and not. As much as I know that's a disappointment to you, Toby.
Oh, no, it just means it's more impressive when he gets it off. And really, no one likes seeing a black hole if the entire team isn't there. I'm real saying that. Like, it's not good.
The team activity.
Yeah, it really is. It's bonding. Right now, Team Secret taking Roshan, bonding together. 3 in the pit, 2 outside. Let's make it 3 and 2 split. And what a surprise with a bit of a half trade-off where actually, OG are uncertain about this. They put down a nether ward up on the hill near the shrine. They had Animage pushing. It's like they were expecting a fight, not expecting a Roshan.
Yeah.
But Roshan definitely is. So now, yep, Spec has the Aegis Immortal. They'll claim the 20-minute bounty runes, and maybe another reason why they're also expecting a fight.
I mean, it was very bold of them, too. Secret doing it during nighttime.
Oh, Thompson. Rolling Thunder's coming out, and mid one. Right on top of the Pugner. Of course, it's the end of the nether board. 1 second, and we will time out. And I think Thompson kind of understood that he was dead. But he kept their attention for a little bit longer, but was it long enough? Animage blinks away, so yeah, it was long enough.
What Thompson did is he tried to hug the cliff as much as possible, and it both decreases the chance that Pango's going to be able to get the angle to hit you, but also when he does hit you, it means that you have a chance to be able to pop up the cliff.
Don't walk into this. Don't wait. Hang on. Yeah, blink forward. Someone going to stun Malphus. He'll go invis, right? But it's just the Glitter Cape, and wait for him to come back out of it. Now they have the extra vision. Midnight Pulse is already down, burning off the life, and okay, committal. He really wanted that kill. Anti-Mage needs money.
Oh, I mean, if I'm Secret, I am going to play super aggressive. Because Night Stalker's ultimate has such a long cooldown still. 2 minutes for Dark Ascension. It's daytime as well. I think this is time where they can easily take at least 1 tower.
You actually have Night Stalker on the end of that Dark Ascension TP to the bottom lane, and he's surrounded by 4 heroes. Thompson's nearby, but OG, Black Hole's coming off cooldown. You can bring Enigma into this fight, and Thompson, no, he just wants to leave. It's like, you know what, Seb, this is a really, really bad idea. We should have known Team Secret were going to hunt us, and we just give away a Night Stalker kill. But more than that, likely, they're going to lose their tier 1 and a large amount of damage to their tier 2. They have to push the other way.
You know, it's not the worst thing in the world because ILTW is pushing out top at that same point. So there's so many heroes now at bottom that he takes a tower, is going to try and equalize. Mid one very quick to rotate back because he knows he can leave his team as 3 or 4 at bottom lane. OG's not going to fight into him during daytime. So he can stop that push from the Animage. He can hunt him, pressure him, make sure he can't farm their, the Radiant offlane jungle.
Jirax, Thompson's going to be in there. Midnight Pulse, pull him back in, but the Rock as well. So Fatal Bond's connecting Thompson and Jirax together. Nisha moving forward where he's got the Aegis Immortal. He wants to fight, so they'll just root up the Pugner, follow up with the stun, and there'll be 2 heroes from OG very quickly teamed up. But then ILTW jumps in for the fight, kills off Yamsor, but is this going to be enough for him? He's got the Mana style, and no, well, actually, Manifold is back off cooldown. Nisha has a large amount of pool they could potentially use. Does he want to jump back in? Maybe not when Mid One and Nisha both diving underneath the tier 2 tower, looking for the kill, and the supports are not rotating over. This is one very dead No-Tail, and Team Secret, what was meant to just be 1 or 2 hero pickoffs, has now turned into almost OG feeding him 5 kills in the bottom lane. But Jirax says go.
Go away?
Go leave?
Maybe that's what he's trying to tell his team.
Oh, there's your Rotovate to get the Anti-Mage. Sansa's out, and the Anti-Mage needs a break free. Seb's nearby, and with the Pulse Nova, ILTW has no other choice but to blink himself away to safety. And here we go, Dark Ascension again. Defensively kind of used, trying to catch up towards Mid One. But they're just backing off with the Observer Ward and Sentry. OG had a lot of extra information. They know that Nisha was kind of left alone. They need to keep this fight going, but it's really difficult to do because they know Team Secret could have just TP'd themselves over the shrine, which is pretty much what happened. So Seb, caught lollygagging around and he just has to run back.
He's heading to a shrine. He has an Aegis. Like, you cannot chase that at this point. Does mean you've used your Dark Ascension, another minute and a half where Secret are free to kind of do whatever they want. I really like Zai's choice of the Boots of Travel. I feel like that was kind of an underrated item in previous patches. We're seeing a lot more of it as time goes on. The sick opportunity for you to be able to push into a tier 3 and any mage is going to split push you. You're able to TP back with the TP scroll and then join your team after you defend with Boots of Travel.
He couldn't TP out, got rid of Vatos. Zai will keep walking with him. All those conversions, just money for him. It was Spectral Dagger. You find a kill at Thompson at the same time. And that was over in the mid lane, mid 1. Almost doing it solo. Yapso was there to help out.
It's got a Diffuser Blade now. That is going to be really good. Animage does have surprisingly some mana issues as well when you're faced up against some of these Diffuser Blade heroes. So it's going to be great, not just against everybody on OG, but it'll even work again.
No, mid 1 and Zai, like, this is a lot of confidence. They're in very, very deep. And you already got the route into the back line, so trouble, Spectral Horde. Of course, you're never alone, are you? When Spectre's on the field, Seb wants to try and walk away, but they're all over him like a hot rash. Down he'll go, and OG, 4 players pushing up the daisies. Got the fertilizer will kick in, they'll come back to life in just a second, but OG, they need everyone alive. Their tier 3 towers now under attack. Yeah, with Guardian Greaves, like, this is exactly the kind of hero that you want to be able to play with a Spectre. A hero that's not necessarily going to get bursted down if they choose to be able to jump you real quickly. That's not like OG has that kind of initiation or burst anyway. Nice hook buy back. The Black Hole is available if they want to try and use that to go up the hill, but Jirex just copying so much damage. They're draining out the line from Nisha. Animate, trying to protect himself with a spell block shield, gets over towards Yapso, triggers the mana start breaking free with the mana point. The damage is a good spell damage, but the rock in the back line. Jirex was never part of this one. Same for potentially the Animate, who was trying to be safe under the tier 3 tower. No way to jump away, but he's got a spell block available, and also Enchantress. Heavy damage in design, making him think twice about coming up. But you do not have your Night Stalker, you do not have your Enigma. What have you really got? You've got time. No-Tail's creating it on the top. Poppy's already got himself a double kill over on this Warlock, and they're gonna get more. Burn off the mana of mid 1. 1 charges are available. He'll blink up. The rolling thunder down from Pango, but also bait. ILTW thought he was gonna get in the middle of this one. He had to jump away. The Warlock is not controlling it. Mid 1 just rolls through him, and they're rolling through OG here in game 2. But the Black Hole ends up here. I love it, but really, it's what did we say, Cap? What did we say about Black Holes with no team?
Team activity, Toby. You gotta get everybody in there. Fortunately, there was nobody left from OG to put damage.
The corpses were the only thing that's in there. Fortunately, Black Hole doesn't have that kind of regenerative effect.
And it didn't even kill mid 1, dropped super low, but unfortunately Midnight Pulse wore out. That's gonna be 1 lane of Brax, and it's a Spectre as well. God,
yeah.
This Pango.
It's worked.
It made me real happy. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Well, you're a Pango picker, aren't you?
I'm a Pango picker, baby. And once I saw people start playing at mid, I watched mid 1's replay real closely on that. I was like, man, that's sick. I could be a mid player again, Toby. On 1 hero, I could be a mid player.
Oh, Seb, not where he wants to be. Caught in a very huge slow. The upheaval making it almost impossible to walk away. Thompson is giving him a little bit of extra protection and now has to actually give him the life as well. Seb, no way, not enough life. Mid 1 wants to go in a little bit deeper. They need something to find, but 2 lanes of Brax have already been claimed by Team Secret. This Rolling Thunder will go on cooldown for a minute, so OG can feel a little bit more confident in the fights, but still underneath Radiant, Animate is just not ready to fight. These lucky shots are able to connect, tries to protect himself with the counter spell. Mid 1 is Bone Drive managed, got 3-1 charges that won't be enough to give them the swashbuckle away to safety, so maybe they get some revenge. In fact, it's No-Tail who gets the godlike 10-time streak, over 1,000 gold, goes into the Enchantress, and now Nisha, they want more, they're jumping forward. Jirex is just body blocking if they don't want the Spec to get down the hill, but they can't body block when you got no movement speed, so anyway, jumps forward. He's able to actually get 1 quick hit in towards Nisha, but Yapso's nearby to help him out too. The golems are being sent in. They need more stuns, and now the golems actually evaporate underneath Zai. The fatal bonds, 4 heroes all connected together. This is Zai's field day. It is all about the palace for him. Drain out the life, get rid of the Leshrac, and OG, they actually be fighting. Team Secret losing 2 very large cores. And in this day of the game, OG will 1, take everything they can, and 2, they'll take the money.
Oh, if only they could have got that Spectre, but hey, They walked away from it, a decent fight. Oh man, I can't believe though No-Tail got the last hit. I just remembered that. Maybe it wasn't so good. If only Animage could have gotten that last hit, maybe it would have been sick.
Yeah.
But
what does No-Tail buy? It's like, hey guys, I can afford us wards now. Yeah,
that's a lot of centuries.
Support people too.
Yeah, I don't think he's making the transition into core, even with that 1,000 gold boost. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. Seb came in just in time with that pipe towards the end. That was a really sick Fatal Bond. So you said it at the very start of the draft. It was like, that's a really sick combination. Fatal Bonds does apply with how it works is it applies the same damage type. So when someone comes in, say like a pipe, it works really well to be able to counter both the Leshrac as well as the Fatal Bonds combo and all that extra. He managed to bail out at least Jared.
The big man spawning.
Poor Thompson, though. He's behind Crystal Maiden in net worth. Holy cow.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time I saw Thompson have this hard of a game.
Oh, goodbye, No-Tail. He's the one of the lowest net worth. Picked off, instantly buys back. There is no delay here. It's like, I need to be alive. You've still got an Animage, so you still have hope. That's the way this works, right?
I have to wonder, like, I'm thinking back in the laning phase, it's like, maybe they should have put like Night Stalker in mid and then Pugna into the Spectre lane or something.
That's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah, there is
Spectral Horn reveals all of them, and they're in great position. The Fatal Bonds are rock 3 together. OG, not what they want to have happen. 4 heroes.
You can't get away.
4, it's only gonna be 3. Seb gets hit by the Rolling Thunder at mid 1. Look where No-Tail actually hides. He knows this will be a dieback for him if he goes down. It's actually Animage. Okay, maybe I can kill off mid 1. Maybe I can have the money and all the solo experience that goes with it. Or maybe I can just die. Zai is going to be there to land the stun, turns on the Pulse Nova. This is the game. Everyone from OG is dead. GG is the call. OG, they started off ESL 1 Katowice nicely with a Game 1 victory against Team Secret in what was a fun style. Secret gave an opening in Game 1. In Game 2, it seems like no opening existed.
Yeah, Secret wanted to remind OG, you may have won TI, but we're the dominant team right now, and we'll show you exactly what a dominant victory looks like. 28,000 gold lead by 30 minutes.